Oh man, everybody's here. When we do the work or after work videos, a lot more people get to join in. Like Mike Beckloff and Tazzy Tim and Joy. And let's see, who else doesn't normally get to be here? Well, like Jay, but Sir David Dangerous is here. Dan is here. Robbie F is here. Some of these guys get to hang out with us during the day too. But
we'll see Dave next week.
Yes, we will. He will be here all next week. So that means that if we decide to do a 10 a.m. one tomorrow, that'll be the last 10 a.m. one we can do for a while because we're going to have
2 weeks of class.
Yeah. So
Monday, don't call and yell at us for no 10 o'clock shows.
Yeah. If you want to, okay, Chris, you can have as much Matt and Chris time as you can handle if you come out to one of the workshops, right?
That is true. Yeah.
You get more than you thought you could. But yeah.
So more than you might even want.
8-10 hours a day if you want. Maybe more.
If you play your cards right.
Yeah. In fact, Dave says in super chat form, ad free is so cool, and Brian made him do it again. Thank you, Dave. Dave, are you coming out by yourself, or are you coming out with someone else? What have you talked with Dave? What?
I haven't talked to him. Brian talked to him. He's okay. He's getting here Sunday afternoon.
Okay, right on.
So,
right on. Well, so Chris, today we're going to talk about how you can influence a guitar company to make your dream guitar.
Okay.
So I've been thinking about this for a while, because you've been painting you prep painting the new Hustler series guitars. And you guys have seen them, and I've even shown off a couple of them. They've all been pour filled and sealed, which is part of our 73 finish process. Somebody sent me a thing today, wanted me to explain what the 73 finish was. I'm like, well, it's more of a process than anything else, but yeah. So, so you got everything pour filled, and then you got everything sealed up today.
Yep.
Some of them we know what they're going to look like some of them we have an idea of what paint they're going to be, what color they're going to be. Some of them we're kind of letting the wood tell us what it wants to be.
Listening, but I haven't heard anything.
I'm thinking maybe like some translucent grays and blacks, maybe. I know that Dan is watching, and I really do think that black to green burst is something that I might want to see on one of these one day. Doug Seidlitz sent us $10 because ads suck. Thank you, Doug. So, and Joyce says, Chris, you look so tan.
It's because I was in the sun all last week. When I wasn't here,
what have you been
in the sun?
Yeah, that's right. So people might not remember, but just last week you were
I was in Utah.
It was just guitar chat with Matt because you took the week off.
Yep. Yeah, I took Tuesday through Friday off, and got sunburned the second day, and then spent the rest of the
it's a good base.
Week trying. Yeah, good base. Good base. Trying not to get more sunburned.
Tazzy Tim sent us a super chat and says, "Good day, the TTG boys. Happy Friday. Best day for me when I get to hang out with y'all." That's a very lovely thing to say. Thank you, Tim. Dan says, "Now you're talking, Matt. I knew you would like that, Dan." And Jay sent us a super chat and says, "Because guys with D in their name can't be the only cool kids." Thank you, Jay. Jay, you're one of the cool guys. You know what? I love that guy. He's cool. Brian sent us a super chat and says, "Dave begged me to do it ad free." We got to hang out with Brian a lot this week.
Yeah, he was here quite a bit.
We went to lunch with him today, and he sent so many super chats. I'm like, gosh, I better buy Brian some lunch. He brought donuts, and so. Dave, did you did you send a bunch of cookies and stuff? We put them in the toolboxes so you guys could enjoy them. Butch says somebody bought the Maverick. That's right, Butch. Somebody did. It left yesterday, and we're gonna get to our topic, but I'm amazed that Maverick stuck around as long as it did. What did you think of now that it's gone? And it's, I mean, so it's a Maverick because it had like a little finish blend. That's what we call.
Now that it's gone, I can talk bad about it.
No, I mean, like, what did you think of the neck and stuff?
I thought it was actually really cool.
Was it worth it to do like that? I mean,
I think so. I mean, if for nothing else, I mean, it sold, so that was a good thing. It's not here, and we got to see if we thought that was a cool approach to it. I thought it actually looked better than I thought it would.
I like mahogany necks. Do you think that? How about this? I think that making a neck like that was considerably easier than trying to kludge a 24 3/4 scale Challenger neck onto a Strat. That one was basically we built the Strat neck with our headstock,
and a bigger heel and an headstock.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you what, that neck was actually a lot of fun to make because that's how we make necks. So anyway, Eric sent us a super chat and says the Hustler is just right for a leopard spot fabric top. Man, Eric, I was so close to doing leopard on that one, and I would imagine that somebody will convince me to do one of the Hustlers in leopard. It won't take much. So anyway, and I'm glad. So this actually is a good segue into what we want to talk about. So Chris, every time we jig up to make a guitar, and the Hustler series is not one of these. Dastardly Dave's in another super chat. Hold on, let's take this one. He says yes to chips and cookies sent for next week or two. Thank you, Dave. I ate some of the animal crackers with the frosting on them. They were really good.
Do they have sprinkles too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're the pink ones with the,
yeah.
So the Hustlers is not what I'm talking about here, but like when we jig up to make a guitar and it costs it doesn't cost a little bit, it actually costs a lot to, at the very least, we have to get the templates good. We have to make a couple prototypes. We have to do all this stuff. And we have to make a bunch of them, and it never fails. Every time we make a new guitar, can I get it in a baritone? Can I get it with TV Jones pickups? Can I get it in purple? Can I get it with a different control configuration? Can I get it with a Bigsby, et cetera, et cetera? And the best way to get us to do stuff like that is to buy the one that we made already. Because if you don't buy the one that we made, or you know what I mean, if you don't invest in the guitar that we put a lot of energy to bring to the table to market, well, then there's no point in us making more. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, let's shift gears and make something else.
Yeah.
So if you really want if you really like the guitar, but you wish it was green, I'm not trying to single out Dan. I just know that Dan likes green. If you buy a green one, then it is very likely that, we'll keep making it. And
if they prove to be popular,
exactly.
Don't be surprised if another one gets made to your exact spec.
Vinny's World says, just wanted to say thank you to both of you for the guitars. Special thanks to Chris for the shade of orange is perfect.
Oh, good.
So Vinny got his guitars, and he noticed that he didn't send us a chat that says, hey, my guitars are broken.
Yeah.
So hopefully they.
I think there was one before that too.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guys. If you are commenting and I'm missing it, then I'm sorry, but yeah.
Good. I'm glad he got his guitars. Shipping overseas, other countries,
it's tricky.
It always makes me nervous. Don't know why. We should have probably got them pretty fast. It was certainly expensive to ship them there, but still, it's like,
you never really know.
Even though I called Dylan and Dylan's like, hey, it was no problem.
He says, not only are they not broken, they came perfectly in tune.
Wow, good.
All right.
Somebody must have taken them out and tuned them on the way.
All right, yeah. Pull them out of the box.
Let's take a look at this. Oh, it's a guitar.
Hey,
cool.
tune it up.
Yeah.
So,
I'm worried they're going to get stuck in customs.
Oh,
for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know how that
actually did happen one time.
So, Chris, you've worked you've owned, I'm going to say retail businesses, but that I'm not trying to marginalize what you guys had there because it was way more than that. But
no, it was a retail business.
It's funny though, like how if people kind of go, well, how come you don't make more of this like kind of niche thing that I like? Mm-hmm. Well, the fact of the matter is, like in the guitar world, every single person who builds guitars could probably make tellies all the time and never make anything else and probably be fine. Maybe even better than fine. It takes a lot for for example, this Challenger here is beautiful, and but it's not a telly and it's not a Gibson and it's not Les Paul or whatever. So you got an uphill battle there too. It's hard to find people that want something that's new and or even just a little bit different. So if you buy the thing, then you have some clout to say, hey, can I get it? Can I, now that it takes a lot to recoup the money that you invest to make just one. It's a lot of time and energy and money to do that. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would agree.
Is there anything else that you want to add to that? Like, I mean, it's kind of a bummer when people are, oh, cool, now make it like this.
Yeah. And I think half the time that's just so that it can be slightly different. It's not even better. It's just different. Everything they see has to be slightly different.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Frankly. I don't get it either. Yeah. Wouldn't it be rad if it was blue? Oh, well, we're making a blue one right now. Oh.
Yeah.
I meant green. I meant orange.
We also get a lot of people who say, I'd like to see that with this feature. Okay. And then what?
Yeah.
Like in order to have us make that costs money. So for those of you who've always wanted to see a TTG guitar with a mastery trem, you've had to wait a long time between mastery trems to see one. And in a little while, you'll see a couple of them. We don't make very many Challengers. I think we've made 2 or just maybe 1 with the mastery trem.
I think we've made 2.
I think so as well.
Yeah, we made one for Ed DePriest, and we made one for, I can't remember his name right this second.
Hanson, Karsten Hansen.
No, that was a different guitar. Oh, okay. It was, but it was out of the country.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Butch Landry says, how do you decide what pickups you put in a Challenger when it's for stock? Well, Butch, that's a great question. Oftentimes it's what we have. So, and I don't mean that like, we get pickups all the time, we'll order a bunch of pickups from Dylan. Hey, what pickup should this guitar get? Well, let's see what we have, because that makes life a lot easier.
Sometimes it works that way. Sometimes we don't have any pickups. And so you go, well, what do you want to put in it? Well, we've been doing a lot of P90s. People seem to like those. Yeah. Or sometimes it's an aesthetic thing. These 2 guitars, one of them has plastic binding. One of them has wood binding.
Yeah.
We think that plastic binding looks good with humbucker rings that match. So that one got humbuckers. This one got P90s because it has wood reveal binding.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just an aesthetic thing. The neat thing about humbuckers is the world's almost your oyster as far as humbuckers and what you put in. It doesn't have to be a humbucker. It can be, a cool single coil. You can get some kind of P90 like stuff. You get lots of Fendery stuff. So yeah. But I do, P90s are easier to put in, but it's usually, It's usually an aesthetic choice or it's whatever the customer wants. And we probably do 50-50 humbucker to P90.
Ron says, thanks for getting my guitar shipped out. Yeah, so Ron, that went out today. I don't know if you looked at the tracking number, but it probably still says like, not back at the
I don't know
warehouse
if it got picked up yesterday or not.
No, it got picked up today.
Brian dropped it off.
No. Ron's guitar went out today. Ron's is the Super Strat that went out today.
Well, what did Brian drop off?
Brian dropped off the Maverick Super Strat.
Oh,
yeah.
Ron,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Sorry.
Okay. So anyway,
Sorry.
so that one it's on the truck right now. Now I don't, you know how it has to like go to somewhere and then it goes from there.
Yeah, probably it may or may not show.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. And I fixed your wiring.
Okay.
And I put a note in there saying I fixed your wiring.
Good. Mike says, by the way, what pickups for the SG workshop? That's a great question, Mike. And Brooks, I'm getting to your question. Mike, the SG workshop is we are going to supply everything but the pickups because we don't know what you want.
Yeah.
And I know we do need to do that. So if you want to do 2 humbuckers, if you want to do 2 P90s, if you want to do 1 P90 and 1 humbucker, if you want to do 1 humbucker, if you want to do 1 P90, we can do all that stuff. So I'm hoping that somebody will do a single pickup SG.
Want to do 2 P90s side by side this way?
Remember we did 2 P90s like jammed up next to each other. That was kind of fun actually.
It was
effectively makes
it a humbucker.
Yeah.
The funny thing was the 2 separate P90s weren't very different at all.
No.
And I have some other guitars that are that way too. You can I have one where you can roll the second pickup in and then roll it past and it goes just to that pickup. So you can do all sorts of, but if it's full blast, it's basically the same sound. So Mike
is coming for the second workshop. So Mike has time to have, actually, if you're coming for the first one on Monday, I think if you're really, really nice, you could call Dylan right now and go, hey man, I need some pickups. And he'll get them out to you. You won't need them until Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
But if you have an extra week, like Mike does, you could still rush and, but send them here. And then that way, you don't have to like,
get Dylan pickups. He does that all the time. He sends stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't even open the box.
Oftentimes I don't. Yeah. Didn't we get something for somebody? I don't even know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something from somebody for somebody. Do you know where it is? Oh, okay, cool. So I hope that someone does a 1 pickup SG. I'm building a 1 pickup, a single pickup SG for Larry. And one of the neat things about the SG neck through is the neck joint isn't weak. Because the neck isn't glued into the body with like a 2-inch or a 1-inch patch of glue, it's neck through. It's very, very strong.
Yeah. And you don't have to cover anything up with a pick guard.
Bingo. Yeah. So,
which is nice. Which is nice.
Yeah. So anyway,
all the fancy wood and the neck througedness. Througedness, is that a word?
Througedness.
Use that a lot next week.
Brooks Harper says, any updates on the Patreon neck through class? Brooks, yes. I have been, I'm sorry, but I have been kind of, I don't want to say goofing around because I haven't been goofing around, but
preoccupied.
I've been very, very occupied with all the advanced work for the SG workshops that are one right after the other.
We should talk about that a little bit.
Okay, let's do that.
Just how much work
we could even show what the guys are going to get. That might be fun.
Yeah, but let's not.
Okay,
nobody's interested.
Well, if you guys are interested, let us know by sending money.
Yeah, and we'll show you.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's interesting because we've built neck throughs before. We've even done some classes on them, but to be able to finish it in 5 days is a lot.
Yeah,
and so they're going to be marched on a little bit further than some classes,
and quite a bit less than others.
Well, but in making but making everything exactly the same took a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And the steps are way different making a neck through than other styles of guitars.
So anyway, Brooks, I promise you, I will get. I'll do the. I'll do one of the Q&As, and I'll have another video this weekend for consumption. That sounds fun. Let's see. So I think it looks like Mike's going with Dylan DAFs. That's cool. So David Dangerous says Dylan hooked me up with Zebra Truxtons. That's cool. Curtis is talking about Brian Licken guitars. Bob says he signed up for the neck class in December. Been watching your channel since the beginning. Can't wait to put the puzzle pieces together. Bob, I'm really excited about the, I'm glad you signed up for that. Thank you. I'm excited for the, there's a lot more kind of hands-on stuff this year. Last year, we did a lot of like, here it is. They were, kit is a bad word in this building. So I don't want to use the word kit, but they were some of the most advanced guitar, ready to assemble guitar things that we could get. And I think that everybody who came enjoyed those. And I think people are now we're ebbing and flowing back to, I want to do more wood stuff is what people are telling me they want to do. So Bob, I'm very excited about the wood stuff. And Joy says that the guitars behind you, Chris, are super excellent. And I can't wait to, how far away is this one? Did we tell everyone that that's actually got lacquer on it?
I think we did.
I think I did.
So this one, it needs pickups and the rest.
And Dylan
pickups and strings.
And the rest. So Dylan actually sending us pickups.
For that. We should be getting pickups for that. And then this one needs
a little
buffing on the headstock.
Okay.
And then assembly.
We actually have all the stuff for that though, right?
Yeah.
I think
we're
so.
Actually like letting the lacquer cure.
That's the bummer part about that.
And I think we kind of want to get both of those done at the same time and have them done at the same time. So
Dylan sent us a super chat to say basically something I should have said. Thank you, Dylan. I would have gotten to it. No, I wouldn't have. Anyway, thank you for reminding me. He says, use code Texas Toast for your discount. If you order P90s tonight or tomorrow, I will have them in Denver by next Friday. So if you've dilly-dallied and you're like, I don't know what I want, you can get P90s by Friday.
Cool.
So,
and you won't do any better than Dylan's P90s.
It's magic guitar stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're really neat.
Okay, so we were going to talk about all the advanced work that went into
you want me to grab
the
something?
SG. Actually, well, I know where it all is. Would you mind vamping for a little while and telling people what I've been doing, or do you want to just go and scurry around? And so there's one of the pieces over there, and then there's the other pieces in there, and the necks are all the way in the back. So, I didn't mean to put Chris on the spot there, but I didn't know if he knew where everything was. I'm about to sneeze. So anyway, pardon me. The neck through workshop, where we only have 5 days, was a particularly tricky thing to do, because all the other you forgot the other piece, the piece with the trough. They're in there.
I see. Okay. I gotcha.
Doing them in 5 days is the tricky part. In the past, we've done neck through workshops where you've started with just planks of wood and you build the whole guitar in 5 days. And then there was a 2-day finishing component, but then the guitar wasn't done. So now what we're trying to do in this workshop, well, in fact, what we are going to do in this workshop is we are going to start on Monday and end on Friday with a completed instrument that there's 2 stacks in the other room. One of them has the trough, one doesn't. Did you see that? Okay. Oh yeah, there you go. You got
I didn't see any drawings.
Oh, that's because because the bottoms are in there and the tops are in here. Okay. So this one is not actually, it's okay.
People get the idea.
You'll have to get the idea.
There you go.
So what you will get when you show up on Monday is your neck blank that you requested, inlay and stuff. And it's got and the headstock that you requested. The neck is far from being done, but it's from being carved. You'll have a bunch of carving that you get to do. Then so on the first day we will get the necks carved, and we will get let's see. So then this body actually this is J, and is this a J too?
I didn't look, I just grabbed.
This is actually F. Okay, so then this piece will go here. So each wing is sized to each neck. I don't know if you guys can see this, and this one here is not exactly perfectly right. But so if this neck, if you can see it, has a J on it, and this body wing here has an I on it, so they don't go together. So if you get the J neck, you need to make sure that you have the J right and left wing. So day 1, we'll get the necks carved and we'll get the wings glued on. That's a long day. Day 2, we're going to get the profile cut out, pickups routed, control cavity done, and contouring roughed in. Wednesday will be sanding, and we'll begin paint work. And then there'll be lots more paint work. We'll do frets, and then assembly on Friday. It will be a mad dash to get them done on Friday.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it will be, yeah. I mean, this is going to take all that long, but it will. I think we should cut these out first.
I think that we might, yeah. So the like I was saying, the wings they're keyed to the neck, and they have a little trough in them for the wire race, and they also have a hole that will eventually be where your
control cavity is.
Yeah, your control cavity down here.
Yep.
So you can actually see the hole follows this line here and goes to where the control cavity will eventually wind up. So thinking all this stuff through, and what we basically did was eliminated all the work that just takes so long to do, and
none of it's hard.
No.
It just takes a bunch of time. You get to carry around giant pieces of wood like this.
Yeah.
It's a bat.
It's like a bat. Yeah. What do you think, Chris? These guys look, so some people got different inlays. Some people got different headstocks. Everybody
grabbed one with a regular headstock and didn't notice that this one didn't have any inlay. But yeah, we did some blocks and we did some trapezoids. We did dots on one and nada on this one.
Yeah. Tazzy Tim sent us a super chat and says, one day I got to get over for one of your workshops. I would love it if you did that, Tim. I absolutely would. Wadawick says, somebody do an offset with Dylan J90s humbucker combo optional. It's sweet. Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. We've got a bunch of workshops coming up. Now, you wouldn't really be able to do that in the SG one because we're not doing offset SGs. I think that we've got, gosh, what have we got? Chris's mystery workshop would be a lot of fun to do that in.
That would be, yeah.
Because you could do an offset design of your own design, and that would be a cool one to do. Yes.
It would be. Yes.
Dave, it is going to be a good program next week. In fact, now Dave's been to a bunch of workshops with us, and he's actually shaped necks with us before. He's going to shape necks with us again.
Yep. We're going to let him teach the next.
Might as well, yeah. And we can go and get breakfast.
Yeah,
and Dave can just get
maybe that new
started on
burrito
Monday.
place will be open by then.
Man, that would be good. Yeah. But anyway, the advanced work for this, I did all in-house. I didn't have there's no CNC on any of this advanced work. Not because CNC is not good, but because I just wanted to, I didn't want to go through the hassle of doing prototyping a bunch of stuff. Yeah. I'm like, let's just do it all in-house. So we did it all in-house. And the other neat thing is I think that hand carving your own neck is definitely a cool thing.
Yeah. So we took out some of the, I mean, you don't get to press in frets, but you get to carve your own neck.
Well, and you do get to do all of the there's all the fret ends and fret leveling and dressing. So yeah, don't sweat it.
Stuff.
Yep.
So yeah. Yep.
Curtis says, who else got a kick out of seeing Greg Koch play the Wildwood TTG Challenger? Can you dig that? Yeah, it is. It was pretty neat.
Yeah,
that was a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get this out of the way because
Okay.
like I said,
so as we don't drop it here.
Yeah, these are like little babies. They are
well, and they're a little neck heavy.
They are, yeah. And these guys too, like these are these pieces are they are ready for glue, so we can't get them all.
Yeah,
can't get them all banged up and covered up with beer and stuff. Brian says, is everyone in the SG classes building right-handed guitars? Of course they are. Why wouldn't they? Thank you for the super chat, Brian. You know, a lot of people ask me if we do left-handed guitars, and we absolutely do. We have some famous left-handed guitar players who we built guitars for and have come to the workshop and done left-handed guitars. Mm-hmm. But of course, what I always say is when people say I'm left-handed, I need a left-handed guitar. Nonsense! You're right-handed from now on. That seems to be the best way to go. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yep.
All right.
Well, there you go.
There you have it, Chris. What? Gosh, I don't know what else to talk about. What do you guys want to talk about?
We got 30 minutes. We better come up with something.
Butch says, I'm thinking a Brian mystery workshop is coming soon. I don't know. Maybe.
You know what Brian would build.
We already know
building something.
Yeah.
Right now he's building an SG.
And he's going to start an Explorer very soon. Yeah.
He's starting whose idea was that? Was that his idea?
No, I think it was mine. Brian was like, "Hey, I got this wood.
I got this chunk of wood."
I'm like, "Okay, well,
yeah.
What if you were going to make?" He's like, "Oh, I think an Explorer would be cool." There you go. Let's get that started.
Let's get that started on this giant chunk of maple.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think we're going to do that on a giant.
No, I don't think so either. I think that's a bad idea. I think.
So, what do you think about my way to influence manufacturers to make the thing that you want?
I think it's not a bad idea. Yeah.
It is tricky, and it's often deflating to
well, I think the trying to figure out a way to say this.
Well, hold on. When I said it's deflating, it's deflating to hear, hey, that's neat, but you should have done this instead. Well, maybe, but it's really hard to second guess everybody in the world's idea of what I should do. So really all I can do is make what I like and hope that you like it too. If you don't, you can vote with your wallet. If you want something like it but slightly different, really the best way is to start throwing